All right, welcome to skill video 2. In this one, we're just going to talk about solving linear equations cleanly. So you can see the goal there, solve multi-step linear equations by simplifying first, clearing fractions when useful, and checking signs carefully. Yeah, so like I said, just quick one, just kind of running through equations that we'll see and solving those together. So kind of like our big idea is just going to be when equation looks messy, the goal is not going to be to do the fastest first step. It's going to be to make the next step obvious. Clean algebra is going to protect our bigger idea. And it's kind of like factoring. It's going to be one of those things that we just want to be able to kind of just like kind of go on autopilot and just do in the background, right? So wherever you are right now, you might need to practice to get there. That's fine. We all get there with the practice. So let's just jump in. That was the first question here. So you could see solve 3 times x minus 4 plus 2 equals 2x minus 7. So I'm just going to start, zoom in a little bit. I'm just going to start by writing down the question, have a logical progression, my solution, like this. And then I'm just going to look. So again, I'm not trying to hit a home run here. I'm just trying to clean it up. So I see the brackets. I'm going to want to distribute those brackets. So let's do that. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12 plus 2 equals 2x minus 7. Notice I'm also not trying to be a hero and, like I said, just like do this in one shot, just step by step. From here, I see the negative 2 and the negative 12 and the positive 2 are like terms, so I can put those together. So it's going to be 3x minus 10 equals 2x minus 7. And then I'll collect my like terms. So I'm going to subtract the 2x from both sides, leaving an x. I'm going to add 10 to both sides, giving 3. So x equals 3 is my solution. And I could check that, right? If I did check it in the solution, I'd see 3 minus 4 is negative 1, times 3 is negative 3, plus 2, 2 times 3 is 6, minus 7. So negative 1 is negative 1, and we're done. Again, just do that as needed. Okay. So your question here is going to be solve 5 minus 2 times x plus 3 equals 3x minus 16. Just take a minute, pause the video, and take a shot at that one. Okay, so you can kind of see as I work through here, the big thing I want to note here and kind of the reason this example is here, this negative, I'm subtracting everything in the bracket. So I'm multiplying through by negative 2. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Most people are going to get that one. The one people will miss is going to be negative 2 times 3 is going to be negative 6, right? So be very careful there that negative belongs to the entire bracket, not just that first term in the bracket. And then from there, it's a very, very similar solve, actually with the exact same answer. Other small thing, notice doesn't matter for me like which side I'm working on. So I wanted to keep the positive x's, and so I kind of ended up living on that right side. That's fine. 3 equals x, x equals 3. It's the exact same thing. So again, not worried about that. Okay, let's go on to the next example here. So this one's just about fractions. So if I see something like this is going to be another really common issue we run into. So x plus 1 over 2 minus x minus 3 over 3 equals 4. So first thing, again, I'll just kind of write out this question. We don't need to do this, but just kind of keep the communication clear. A equals 4. Okay, now I could play the fraction game here. Most of us don't want to play the fraction game. So what I'm going to remember is I can manipulate both sides by doing the same operation on both sides of the equation. So when I look at this, I see if I multiplied everybody by 2, I could fix the 2. If I multiplied by 3, I could fix the 3. So why not just multiply every term by 2 and 3, or 6? Now I don't need to actually show this, but I'm just showing I'm going to multiply by 6. So this first term, the 2 and the 6 are going to divide out to 3 and 1. The second one, the 3 and the 6 are going to multiply to 2 and 1. And divided 2 and 1, and then I'm going to be left with 4 times 6 on the right side. So here what I'm going to have, a little middle step, is going to be 3 times x plus 1 minus 2 times x minus 3 is 24. So then again, I'm looking at this. I'm just going to distribute the brackets. So I see 3 times x, 3 times 1. Again, note this negative is going to be applied to both terms. So negative 2 times x and negative 2 times negative 3 is the positive. That's the one we want to be careful with, equals 24. And then again, I just collect like terms. So 3x minus 2x is going to be x. 3 plus 6 is going to be 9. So x plus 9 is 24. So x is going to be 24 minus 9, which is 15. Done. So again, note there were a lot of ways to do that. I could have solved this differently, but my main task was just to pick a couple steps to make it to a familiar question, right? So if I get rid of the fractions, it basically becomes I do 1, which I was pretty confident with. So with that, again, we're just not trying to be a hero. Just try to get a common question because again, as mathematicians, we don't want to be solving brand new questions every time, right? Make it look like a familiar question. Here's one for you. So x minus 2 over 3 plus x plus 1 over 6 equals 5. So take a moment, pause the video, try that one, and then we'll come back together. Okay. So as you look at this one, I want you to note on the one I did, I do 2. I had 2 and 3, so I multiplied by 6. I multiplied everything by 2 and by 3. In this one, 3 and 6, well, they have a shared lowest common denominator, right? So if I multiply by 6, I'm actually going to fix my 3 problem as well. So if I see this, I can just make my numbers a little smaller. Is that a deal breaker? No. So if I did multiply by 3 and 6 for 18, that's okay. My numbers will just be bigger, and this might be a little more annoying in a no calculator situation, but it will still work out. You will still get x equals 11. It's just going to be a bigger kind of middle step before you get there. And that's it. I have a little checklist for you as you work through these questions. So first, make sure you're simplifying both sides. Clear fractions. If there's fractions, feel free to clear them by multiplying every term on both sides of the equation by that lowest common denominator or a common denominator. Move variable terms to one side and constants to the other. And then just make sure you're doing the same thing to both sides of the equation and be careful with those negative signs. That's going to be it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.